What's up everybody, Stacking Surfer here, your favorite YouTube stacker, back with another awesome video, and today we're going to talk about silver price, okay? We're going to talk about gold price. We're also going to talk about what's happening. Why is the price going up, guys? We're going to talk about that. But more importantly, we're going to talk about what happens when you go from having less than 0.5% of the people owning gold and silver in the country to, say, 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%. What would happen if we had that many people in the United States starting to hold gold and silver? Hit it. Stacking Surfer. Like to think I'm your best friend. Balances in your bank instead. All right. So I'm walking down a beautiful street here. You guys will see some cool stuff. This is San Clemente, California. This is Del Mar. Let's just call it our main drag. That's really cool here, guys. So what I want to share with you is right now, we're seeing the price of gold and silver going up and down, and many people are trying to figure out what's going to happen next. I've done a few surveys, and so far people are of the belief that we're going to see the price continue to go up. So I think most people believe we're going to hit $35 an ounce on silver, and that's the spot, before we see it go back down to 25. And most people are counting on a $2,500 gold before we see it go back down to 2,000. And many are saying it's not going to happen again. It's not going to go down. Well, it could still go down, guys. We don't know that it's not going to go down. We could have flash crashes. We could have everything bubble, explode, and melt. And people may just be selling metals to pay for things if we have a crash. On the other hand, it looks like the government is more interested in printing more money and creating more debt, and that tends to be bullish for commodities, and it continues to push the prices up. So let's talk about this right now. Less than 1% of the country has gold or silver. So here's a silver eagle I just picked up right there. You can see that. And I just picked this up for $35. Spot price right now is just under 30 bucks. So for an eagle, it's a little bit higher than what I normally buy it for, but this happened to be a backdated 2021 and a type 1, which is my favorite kind of silver eagle. And no, not for the reasons you guys think. I just like the design better, and I like the backdated ones. But I just picked this up from my first store I ever bought any gold from. So I'm going to show you guys the store here for a second. It's Paradise Jewelers, and I'm hoping to come and do an interview with them sooner than later, but this is their store right here. So I just picked this up from them, and so a little shout out to those guys. But they have a lot of jewelry, they have watches, and from time to time they have coins. So that was the first place I ever bought gold, and anyway, I thought it was a pretty cool thing when I picked it up. These eagles are still a pretty good price. They're cheaper than what I can find on S-State bullion right now, even if I buy them in bulk. And they're dated. So a lot of times when you get a backdated coin, it's going to be a little more expensive. So let's talk about this silver right now. I talked to a couple stores. They would not take it for payment. They want cash. So everybody in the country, for the most part, is still very much fixed on this idea that, the cash is going to work and it's worth value. It has, the currency has value to it. It's not real money, but people are sold on it. So even though the silver has more value, people just do not want to get it. They don't know what to do with it. That tells me you and I have a lot of education to do with people. I'm just going to show you guys the surroundings here. So we got to help educate a lot of people on why gold and silver is something that you want. At the end of the day, it's real value, guys. It's real money, right? Everything else is an IOU. It's a debt instrument that's out there, okay? Now you've got crypto, so a lot of people think cryptocurrencies are going to be the future and the next wave of things. And, they might be right, but I don't think so. I do think we'll see more and more of that getting used. And I do think some of them will turn out to be great technologies that will really help and benefit people. Maybe move money faster. More likely, you're going to see a combination of the two. I could see a situation where we end up having a gold-backed or gold-pegged currency in the U.S. We'll still call it the U.S. dollar. That's not going anywhere. But what we might see is a cryptocurrency that's used. A lot of other people are out there believe that we're going to see a CBDC that comes into play. And a CBDC would be backed by the Federal Reserve, and therefore it would be backed by debt, not by gold or silver. So what do you guys think? Leave in the comments down below. Are we going to see a CBDC? Are we going to see maybe a US dollar that's digital, that's backed with gold? What do you think is going to happen? I've got a couple videos with Andy Schectman where he's talked about the BRICS nations coming into play and backing their currencies with gold and maybe a basket of other currencies and other commodities. And when that happens, will the US be forced to follow suit and back our currency? And my answer is probably yes. And even more so if they decide to dump US T-bills and bonds. So those are things to kind of watch for. But let's talk about what happens when let's talk about what happens when more people start picking up gold and silver. So right now, just like I picked up a couple of these coins for 35 bucks each, which is above the threshold that I usually buy Silver Eagles at. I usually try to stay below 30, but times have changed and I'm having a hard time finding them at that price. Even if I'm buying from someone that wants to move them, it's getting harder. So, 1%, less than 1%, it's about 0.5% of the people in the US have silver or gold. What happens if we double that? Well, I've been told that if we were to double that amount, we would start to have major delays on getting product. It would start to take us anywhere from, weeks to months to get your orders in. If we started to go from that 0.5% up to the 1%, if we go then from 1% to 2%, that's a quadrupling of the amount of people that are buying it, or the demand. And that really could put us into a situation where you're basically you're not finding supply anywhere. And this could all happen just from people realizing that it is real money and their fiat's starting to fall apart. So you don't necessarily need the big BRICS thing to happen. You don't necessarily need a lot of other scenarios to happen. It could just be stock market getting hit hard, news and outlets talking about gold and silver. All of a sudden, you could start to see that to happen. To get much more above that, I think you're going to have to see the BRICS come into play and a lot of conversation around, hey, gold and silver is something that you need, and we're starting to back the currency with it, and it's real sound money. At that point, you might see a higher percentage of it. I have a hard time seeing us getting to 10% anytime in the near future. Crypto has a much larger adoption right now than that. I think it's around 40% of the people have crypto. I might need to be corrected on that number, but it's a lot bigger. And the funny thing is the crypto people think gold and silver is a rock that has no value and it's antiquated. And I think they're going to find out that that is not the case, and it's going to be something that they'll try to rush into. So guys, what are you doing? Are you buying gold and silver? Are you selling it? Are you in crypto? So there you go. That is a Silver Eagle right there, and I think you guys should have those if you don't. And my other thought on all of this is, dollar cost average. You never know when the costs are going to keep going up or if they're going to slightly go down. We could have another drop that comes into play. Anybody that says they know exactly what the price is going to be has no idea. They're giving you lip service on that. So last thing I want to put in there, guys, is leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you on what your thoughts are. Gold and silver, is it going up? Could you see us going from 0.5% to 1% to maybe even 2% of the people in the US holding it? And what would happen if we got to 10%? Could you even find the metal? Could you even get it? And when we start to get into that point, it gets a little bit harder because now we're starting to talk about electronics and vehicles and solar panels becoming a lot more expensive because of that demand. The price is going to go up when that happens. So if you haven't hit the subscribe and bell icon already, please do so you can see more of the videos that are coming out, and also hit that thumbs up. That helps the algorithm know that this is a video that you enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below. Are you stacking gold and silver? Are you buying right now, or are you selling? And until next time, peace out.